Chapter 121. Yun Mengli, Qing Wang, Blood King, and others led most of the king level and some formation mages to leave. As for this, only a few king level and formation mages remained. After all, the spatial crack doesn't need so many people to guard it, and the top-level array has been arranged, so there will basically be no problems. 2 months. This is the time UTN applied for the town guard. In fact, after a few months, the top-level formation has been completely stabilized, and the spatial rift will also be suppressed to the point that it cannot be expanded. It will be enough to send 1 or 2 king-level guards at that time, so there's no need for so many king-level guards here. At that time, even if UTN wanted to guard it, he wouldn't have a chance. At this time, some high-level, mid-level, and low-level fierce beasts ran out of the spatial cracks from time to time. The king-level people weren't in a hurry to hunt these fierce beasts. After all, they had been hunting. Did they still want to cultivate? Only when the number of fierce beasts reaches a certain level will they go to harvest a wave and clean up all the fierce beasts. It's a cyclical process, and it's unrealistic to stop the beasts from coming over completely. After all, the spatial crack is there, and there must be unsuspecting fierce beasts running over. So, we can only send people to guard and clean up the fierce beasts until one day humans can counterattack this spatial crack. UTN built a house 1,000 meters away from the spatial rift, seemingly cultivating. But in fact, his copying talent shrouded these fierce beasts, checking their talents. He has a plan. High soul transfer talent. He wanted to use this talent to control a high-level fierce beast, and then enter the section of the spatial rift to see what the world was like on the other side. He was curious about it. Integrate the advanced sword talent first. UTN thought about it and began to fuse. Soon, the fusion ended. Open black lens bracket sword talent. Top close black lens bracket. Finally, I've raised the sword skill talent to the top level. When I go back, I can really find a silver level sword skill. With my current sword skill talent attainment, I can quickly comprehend the sword intent to a relatively high level, and I will be able to cultivate a silver level sword skill to the consummation level. Then I can greatly enhance my combat power. UTN said with great anticipation. Immediately, he began to practice the purple blood pulse refining technique while paying attention to the situation of the high-level fierce beasts. He wants to find a high-level fierce beast with a relatively high bloodline talent and at the peak level of a high-level fierce beast. In this way, if he occupies the other party's body, he can quickly advance to the top fierce beast level with his bloodline talent. When the time comes, with his talent, it is enough to make this fierce beast's body comparable to a powerful top fierce beast, so that he can go to more places. Otherwise, if you occupy a garbage body, you can only be at the level of high-level fierce beasts. And it's estimated you can only stay in the next area, and you don't dare to go to other places at all. Soon, 3 days passed. Suddenly, a high-level fierce beast appeared in UTN's copy talent induction. Species: Celestial Linman. Bloodline talent: Extraordinary. Defense talent: Advanced. Strength talents: Elementary. This Tianlin beast has good talent. That's it, UTN said happily. However, before using his soul transfer talent, he first greeted the other kings, saying that he would temporarily retreat for a period of time and then leave the level after a month. Regarding UTN's retreat, the other kings didn't have any opinions. Anyway, there was nothing to do here. Cleaning up the fierce beasts was a very simple task, and it was okay if UTN didn't come forward. Before implementing the plan, UTN called Xiao Shui to him. Xiao Shui, I will use a talent to transfer to another fierce beast. Go to the space crack to take a look. You protect my body. No one can let him in, understand? UTN solemnly instructed and told Xiao Shui many times. Master, Xiao Shui will definitely protect the master's body. Little Blood assured. Little Blood, my body depends on you. UTN touched Xiao Shui's head and said in a low voice. Although Small Blood is sometimes pitiful, and he likes to take advantage of a little, he will not be ambiguous in big things. So, he was completely relieved. Soul transfer talent. UTN urged this talent. Airplanes. UTN's soul turned into a ray of light that pierced through the void and instantly came to the Tianlin beast. The next moment, UTN's soul entered the soul sea of the Tianlin beast. Who? The celestial beast roared, sensing that someone had entered its soul. Extinguish. A single soul sword slashed over, and with just one blow, the soul of the Tianlin beast was completely annihilated. Doves occupy the magpie's nest. Yi Tian successfully used his soul transfer talent and gradually took control of this body. Suddenly, the celestial Linman's eyes opened again, and there was some more wisdom in his eyes. Tianlin beast Yi Tian is born. I'm not used to it. Yi Tian manipulated the corpse of the Tianlin beast and made strange movements one after another. 10 minutes later, Yi Tian could basically use this body to fight. Hurry up! Yi Tian didn't dare to delay time. He didn't know when the next cleanup operation of these king level would be. In case it was cleaned up soon, and he was still staying here, wouldn't he be killed by these king level? Now he is only a high-level fierce beast cultivator, and his combat power is much worse than that of the king level. Phew! Yi Tian manipulated the body of the Tianlin beast to quickly run towards the spatial crack and entered the spatial crack in a few breaths. Spatial transfer. Yi Tian only felt that the heavens and the earth had changed, and the next moment he came to a strange place. Rumble. A strong pressure came down, making Yi Tian fit for a while. The gravity is so big, about 20 times that of the earth. After Yi Tian got used to it, he roughly estimated. Then, he looked around and found that it was a forest. From time to time, fierce beasts were very curious about the spatial cracks in the air and jumped into them one by one. Let's get out of here! Yi Tian ran far away, away from this spatial rift. He knew very well that even if the king beasts no longer entered the earth, they would definitely still be watching this spatial rift. Especially the owner of those golden eyes, maybe pays attention to the spatial crack all the time. Therefore, Yi Tian didn't want to stay near this spatial rift. I don't know how far I ran. Yi Tian finally stopped. Attack the top beast first. Yi Tian made a decision. But before the impact, he subconsciously took a look at his talent. Wow! A situation of its own talent appears on the retina. Obviously, the copying talent can also be used on this body, which is good news. Human. Yi Tian. Bloodline talent, extraordinary. Speed talent, high. Knife talent, advanced. Strength talents, top. Defense talents, top. A series of talents were very conspicuous. Almost all of them appeared in the body of this fierce beast, but Yi Tian found a big problem. All the talents have been downgraded. Yi Tian frowned. Sure enough, as shown in the Soul Transfer Talent Soul Seal, once the Soul Transfer Talent is used, it is impossible to perfectly cast the ontological talent, and the talent will be downgraded. This is a normal phenomenon. Once you return to the ontology, the talent is still the original talent. Forget it, the top strength talent is enough. As for the sword talent, it is also possible to use the claw as a knife and use it to perform the Qingfeng slash. But the effect is not very good. However, it's enough to make my combat power skyrocket many times. Yi Tian comforted himself in his heart. Chapter 122. Ahead, a high-level beast was roaming. Yi Tian rushed over, killed this high-level fierce beast with one claw, and then opened his blood-devouring talent. He devoured the blood of this high-level fierce beast, absorbed the power in the blood, and quickly improved his strength. It's a pity that the purple blood body forging secret technique can't be applied to the body of the fierce beast. Otherwise, I could enter the top fierce beast level faster, Yi Tian said regretfully. He continued to look for beasts to kill. At the beginning, Yi Tian didn't look for too powerful fierce beasts. His targets were basically high-level fierce beasts and some weaker, top-level fierce beasts. After 3 days of frenzied hunting, Yi Tian was finally promoted to the top fierce beast level, and his strength increased greatly. Fly into the sky and see. Yi Tian manipulated the body of the fierce beast, displayed his flying talent, and flew into the sky. However, the higher you fly, the greater the gravity, which shows how strange this beast world is. Flying about 3,000 meters high, Yi Tian looked down and into the distance. As far as the eye could see, there was no way to get a glimpse of the whole picture of this beast world. But, I have to admit that this fierce beast world is very powerful. The top fierce beasts are all over the ground, and the king beast is not uncommon. The roar of a venerable king beast can be heard from time to time. And, the resources of the beast world are too rich. In just these few days, Yi Tian has found a lot of medicinal materials thousands of years old. It's as if no one wants them. They're everywhere. In addition, The heaven and earth yuan qi of the beast world is also very rich, equivalent to more than 3 times that of earth. The beast world must have existed for a long time. The vitality of heaven and earth is so strong, it's normal for so many medicinal materials to be born for more than 1,000 years. And the utilization rate of medicinal materials by fierce beasts is too low, so they don't care much about these medicinal materials, Yi Tian guessed. If humans can conquer this beast world, then there will be as many resources as they want. It's a pity that the beast world is too powerful, and all he knows now is just a little bit of it. Yi Tian came to the fierce beast world for only 2 purposes. One was to see what this fierce beast world was like, and the second purpose was to see if there was any better talent. He can stay in the beast world for a month, and the copy talent can be copied in less than a month. If he can encounter a very awesome talent, he can completely copy it. This is the base camp of the fierce beasts, and it is definitely easier to encounter awesome talents. He just needs to be patient and search. After a few more days, when Yu Tian was looking for the talent of a fierce beast, he suddenly encountered another Tianlin beast. This Tianlin beast is much stronger than Yu Tian, and it is a Tianlin beast king beast. Between fierce beasts, different races will fight each other, and few of the same races will fight each other, and are even far more united than humans. Yi Tian found this king-level Tianlin beast, and instead of dodging it, he approached it. He wanted to get in touch with this king-level Tianlin beast. Maybe he could get in touch with the upper echelons of the fierce beast world. After a while, Yi Tian met with this king-level Tianlin beast. When the king-level Tianlin beast met Yi Tian, it buzzed and said a lot, which was not a real language, but like a fluctuation. But Yi Tian understood the meaning of this fluctuation. Which kid are you? The Holy Beast Mountain is about to open, and you're still wandering outside. This is the meaning of the words of the king-level Tianlin beast. Holy Beast Mountain? Yi Tian was a little curious, so he opened his mouth and said a lot, and the words in his heart fluctuated through an instinct. I'm lost. This is the meaning expressed by Yi Tian. What made Yi Tian breathe a sigh of relief was that the other party really understood. You have become a top-level fierce beast, and you are lost. The poor kid must have something wrong when he was born. Come with me. I will take you to the Holy Beast Mountain. The king-level Tianlin beast looked at Yi Tian with sympathetic eyes and said, Good, Yi Tian replied. Immediately, he honestly followed the king-level Tianlin beast and left. From the conversation just now, he found that the king-level Tianlin beast has a lot of wisdom, second only to humans, and it is obvious that the Tianlin beast is also a relatively noble race among the fierce beasts, more noble than most of the fierce beasts. After running for a while, the king-level Tianlin beast disliked Yi Tian's speed being too slow and directly grabbed Yi Tian in his mouth, running at an extremely fast speed. I have to say that the speed of the king-level Tianlin beast is indeed very fast, flying rapidly in the sky. Even the speed of Yi Tian's body is far inferior to the king-level Tianlin beast. Because the strength of this king-level Tianlin beast is very strong, it is definitely relatively strong among the king beasts, and it also has a medium speed talent. But even with such a fast speed, the king-level celestial Lin beast had to fly for 5 or 6 hours to reach its destination. Holy Beast Mountain is so far away, Yi Tian exclaimed. If he flies at his current speed, I'm afraid it will take half a month to fly. That's... Yi Tian's gaze looked at an incomparably huge mountain, towering into the sky, estimated to be 100,000 meters high. The majestic mountain seemed to suppress the void, making Yi Tian, who was 10 miles away, feel short of breath. Little guy, the Holy Beast Mountain does not allow fierce beasts above the king level to enter. I won't go in, you can go in alone. The king-level fierce beast threw Yi Tian into the Holy Beast Mountain at once and flew away. This king-level beast is so rude that it actually threw me directly. Yi Tian crawled out of the big pit on the ground and said very dissatisfied. However, he didn't have any problems with the beast. Walking into the Holy Beast Mountain, Yi Tian saw many Tianlin beasts, all of which were top-level or high-level fierce beast-level Tianlin beasts, and there were many, many of them. It can be seen that the Tianlin beast is definitely a huge race in the beast world. Extraordinary, extraordinary, extraordinary. Yi Tian checked it with the copying talent within a radius of 1 kilometer, and it was all transcendental level bloodline talent. That's terrifying. If it were placed in the human world, this would mean that a big family is all extraordinary level cultivation talents. How terrifying. No wonder humans have always been in a weak position in the confrontation with fierce beasts. The advantage of fierce beasts in talent is too great, but the potential of human beings is also terrifying. Now it is only a short time to rise, and when human beings have grown up completely, the talent of the offspring will be higher and higher, and one day they will surpass the fierce beast clan. Yi Tian is very confident in human beings, and he is also very confident in himself. The Tianlin beasts ran towards the top of the Holy Beast Mountain one after another, and Yi Tian didn't know what was going on, so he also ran upward. I don't know why, you can't fly on the Holy Beast Mountain. And Yi Tian can't use his flying talent to fly. The gravity is too big, the speed is extremely slow, and it took half an hour to run halfway up the mountain. At this time, Yi Tian encountered more Tianlin beasts. Suddenly, Yi Tian sensed a super talented Tianlin beast. Species: Celestial Linman. Bloodline talent: Morningstar. Defense talent: Medium. Although this Tianlin beast only has one special talent, the defense talent, its bloodline talent is too high, and it has reached the Morningstar level. It can definitely step into the existence above the king level in the future. Such a talent can also be regarded as a genius in the Tianlin beast clan, and his fierce beast body can only be regarded as ordinary. Of course, he had occupied this fierce beast's body and possessed more than a dozen powerful talents, which were enough to crush this genius of the Morningstar bloodline. Chapter 123. On the mountain of the Holy Beast, Yi Tian walked slowly. The pressure here had reached 100 times the gravity on Earth, which was almost the limit a great martial artist could reach. Yi Tian's fierce beast body is a top-level fierce beast, so it can withstand 100 times the gravity, but its walking speed is very slow. Still, it's much better than some high-level fierce beast-level Tianlin beasts, which are completely moving a little bit, then just going. That's called crawling, but even if they crawled, they really wanted to climb to the top of the sacred beast mountain. What's on the top of the mountain? Yi Tian was very curious. His spatial perception couldn't even spread to the top of the mountain, as if there was a magical force that hindered it, preventing his spatial perception from detecting the situation at the top of the mountain. After another half an hour, Yi Tian finally came to the top of the mountain. Then, he saw a huge stone tablet, which seemed to exist between heaven and earth for eternity, exuding an ancient and powerful aura. It is 100 meters high and 20 meters wide. There are dense patterns on the stone steel, which isn't like a formation pattern, but it contains a powerful, mystical truth. Yi Tian didn't rush to study this stone tablet but used his copying talent to check the talent of the surrounding heavenly Lin beasts. Seeing this, Yi Tian was surprised. 4 Morningstar bloodline talents. Yi Tian was slightly surprised. However, when he thought of the strength of the Tianlin beast clan, he didn't care. If he copied the Morningstar bloodline talent, this fierce beast body would have the Morningstar bloodline talent, but it was a pity that this body could only live for a month, and after a month, his soul would return to the main body. Therefore, he would not copy the Morningstar bloodline talent. It would be a waste of an opportunity. He continued to check the talents of the other Tianlin beasts, mainly to check the special talents. There were 100,000 Tianlin beasts gathered on the top of the entire mountain, and he didn't believe that he couldn't find an awesome talent. Yi Tian kept wandering around the mountaintop, looking for talent. Suddenly, a talent attracted Yi Tian's attention. Open black lens bracket substitute talent. Medium close black lens bracket. This talent, it's kind of interesting. Yi Tian was really interested. Although it was only a medium talent, some special talents were very useful, even more useful than top talents in some aspects. For example, the high-level soul transfer talent was much better than any wind blade talent in Yi Tian's eyes because he didn't need the wind blade talent, but the soul transfer talent was very useful to him. Therefore, it is one thing whether the talent is strong or not, and it is another thing whether it is useful or not. The talent of substitution for death should be a talent such as life-saving, and judging from the name, it should be able to help you die once. Yi Tian guessed, this talent is very good. Although Yi Tian can't copy this talent for the time being, he can mark it. So, Yi Tian used the spatial imprint of the spatial talent to mark the Tianlin beast with the talent of substitution for death. There were more and more Tianlin beasts on the top of the mountain, and the Tianlin beasts also chatted with each other. Yi Tian was in the physical state of the Tianlin beasts, so he could also hear their conversations. Soon, Yi Tian finally knew what the so-called Holy Beast Mountain was about. The Holy Beast Mountain and even the Holy Mountain of the Tianlin Beast are also in the territory of the Tianlin Beast, and it is difficult for other fierce beasts to come to the Holy Beast Mountain. Once they find traces of other fierce beasts, they will definitely be killed. And the most precious thing in the Holy Beast Mountain is the stone stele. It is called the Enlightenment Heavenly Monument, a treasure bred by heaven and earth. Because it is connected with the Holy Beast Mountain, it is difficult to take it away, so it has been left here. It was also because of this Enlightenment Heavenly Monument that the Holy Beast Mountain was occupied by the Tianlin Beast and became their holy mountain. There are many uses for the Enlightenment Heavenly Monument, and a few points are known from the mouths of these Heavenly Lin beasts. The first benefit is that it can increase intelligence. As long as the Enlightenment Monument is actually opened, they will slowly increase their intelligence when they are slowly affected by the Enlightenment Monument near the Enlightenment Monument. This is also one of the reasons why the intelligence of the Tianlin beast race is very high. The second benefit is that there is a certain chance of transforming a special talent, such as turning a primary speed talent into a medium speed talent. But the success rate is not high, and few Tianlinmen can do it, and all Tianlinmen that can transform a special talent are geniuses. The third benefit is that it can help the Tianlin beast with the talent of combat techniques to comprehend the fierce beast combat skills. Once they comprehend the fierce beast combat skills, their strength will skyrocket many times. However, fierce beasts with tactics are very rare, and there are quite a few of them. Tactics? Yi Tian glanced around and found that there were indeed a few Tianlin beasts with combat talents. At first, he didn't know what kind of talent this was, but when he heard the discussion of other Tianlin beasts, he immediately had a guess. The combat technique should be similar to the human sword talent and sword talent, right? In this case, the Enlightenment Heavenly Monument can help me comprehend the sword technique? Yi Tian was shocked. That's amazing, isn't it? To comprehend a knife skill is not to comprehend a certain sword skill, but to create. Sword skills, and other things should not be realized like this, right? Yi Tian looked at the Enlightenment Heavenly Monument, and a thought arose in his heart. Perhaps, no, it is very likely. This is a great opportunity. Yi Tian was very excited in his heart. It's a pity that the Enlightenment Heavenly Monument has not been opened yet. It has been sealed by the high level of the Tianlin beast, and it will only be opened at a certain time. It will only be opened once in 10 years, and the time for each enlightenment is about a month. Buzz. The strange waves were turbulent, and the Enlightenment Heavenly Monument began to exude an ancient aura, and the lines on it gradually shone brightly. Rumble. The entire summit was instantly covered with a kind of light. All the celestial beasts found themselves in a strange world, where they could not see the Holy Beast Mountain, the sun and the moon, the flowers and trees, or even other celestial beasts. Between heaven and earth, it seems that there is only one self. Enlightenment space. Yi Tian had such a thought in his mind. Don't waste any time when you start enlightenment. Yi Tian hurriedly took out a high-grade Yuan Force sword chi, released the sword intent, and began to try to comprehend the sword technique. A mysterious aura enveloped Yi Tian, and Yi Tian's comprehension seemed to have been improved many times. Everything about the knife is magnified many times. The mystery of the sword of Qingfeng slash and shadow killing slowly flowed in the bottom of Yi Tian's heart, and his perception of the knife improved at an incredible speed. There are a lot of loopholes in Qingfeng slash. Yi Tian suddenly realized. Before, he thought that the Qingfeng slash seemed to be perfect, but now at first glance, it was full of mistakes and omissions. Revise. Recreate. Yi Tian gradually changed Qingfeng beyond recognition and even fused some of the fast knife concepts of shadow kill. 1 day passed, 2 days passed. In the blink of an eye, Yi Tian had fully comprehended for 5 days. On this day, Yi Tian suddenly laughed wildly, but in the physical state of the fierce beast, he couldn't make a human laugh at all but let out a strange, excited cry of the Tianlin beast. He has finally created a knife technique. Chapter 124. Silver-level sword skills. Yi Tian was very excited. The silver-level sword technique he had imagined for a long time was actually created by himself. A grandmaster actually created a silver-level sword technique. No one would believe it. Of course, this is not only the credit of the Enlightenment Heavenly Monument but also the credit of Yi Tian's top-level sword talent. If he didn't have a top-level sword talent, even if he had an Enlightenment talent, he would not be able to create a silver-level sword skill. Even if he had a primary sword talent, it would be impossible for him to create a bronze-level sword skill. The anti-heaven talent, coupled with the anti-heaven Enlightenment Heavenly Monument, created the silver-level sword skill. I have a feeling that as long as I have enough time, I can even create a gold-level sword technique, but a month is far from enough, and even a year may not be enough. Yi Tian calculated. Therefore, he gave up deducing gold-level sword skills. For the silver-level sword technique he created, Yi Tian took a name, Tianji/. Silver-level sword technique, Tianji/. According to Yi Tian's calculations, this silver-level sword skill is completely suitable for him, and his cultivation is much higher than the increase obtained by other people's cultivation. The entry-level Celestial Slash can amplify the attack by 8 times, the minor rank Celestial Slash can increase the attack by 9 times, the Grade Adult Celestial Slash can increase the attack by 10 times, and the Perfection Tier Celestial Slash can increase the attack by 12 times. Under normal circumstances, the amplification effect of a silver-level attack-type sword skill is only about 11 times at most. Of course, if it only increases the attack power by 12 times, the Tianji/ is not too powerful. The key is that it can also increase the speed, and cultivating it to the consummation level can increase the speed by an additional 2 times. A perfect level silver-level sword skill can increase attack by 12 times and speed by 2 times. If such a silver-level sword skill is transmitted, it will definitely cause sword talent users to compete frantically, even at the cost of desperation. The sword technique is not comprehended for the time being, but the real use of the Enlightenment Heavenly Monument is to improve my understanding. And it is precisely because of the improvement of my comprehension that I can create a silver-level sword skill. As for the so-called improvement of intelligence, it is just the radiation of the Enlightenment Heavenly Monument, and this group of heavenly Lin beasts actually thinks this is a benefit? It's ridiculous. The remaining time is only more than 20 days. I can't waste it. I can go to the Enlightenment Sword Intent. Yi Tian felt that only by making reasonable use of sword skills could he bring out the true usefulness of the Enlightenment Heavenly Monument. His current sword intent realm is only 2-1, and if he is enlightened by the Enlightenment Heavenly Monument, he will definitely be able to improve quickly. Enlightenment. Countless sword intent mysteries flickered in Yi Tian's heart, and Yi Tian began to absorb the mystical essence of sword intent. Gradually, Yi Tian's sword intent realm was rapidly improving. 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, 20-5. It is improving all the time, and this kind of improvement speed is simply not possible in the outside world. 1 day of penance is equivalent to the past month or even 2 months. Coupled with the fact that his sword talent is top-notch, the speed of progress is even more terrifying. 10 days passed. 60% sword intent. Yi Tian opened his eyes, full of excitement. 60% sword intent means that he can cultivate a silver-level sword skill to the consummation realm. If the sword intent progresses again, if he reaches 70% sword intent, he will be qualified to cultivate gold-level sword skills. The higher the realm of sword intent, the more difficult it is to improve. In the remaining 10 days, Yi Tian calculated he had no way to comprehend the sword intent to the 70% realm, and even if he really comprehended it, he would not be able to get a gold-level sword skill. So Yi Tian didn't rush to comprehend the sword intent. Maybe you can try to improve your special talents. Yi Tian thought. Other Tianlin beasts can improve their special talents, and he naturally can. It is unlikely that he can improve, but if it can really be improved, wouldn't it be earned? Yi Tian chose a defensive talent for enlightenment. Soul. Yi Tian connected with the talent imprint of the defensive talent and combined it with the talent imprint with the enlightenment talent. His talent mark is the mark of a pseudo-mystic level talent, but the level embodied in this fierce beast is only the top, but it doesn't mean that his talent mark has also been downgraded. So, Yi Tian is comprehending the pseudo-mystic level defensive talent. The breath of the Enlightenment Heavenly Monument affected Yi Tian. Yi Tian was motionless, like an ancient bell, calm and composed, and the breath on his body became more and more mysterious. 3 days passed, and Yi Tian suddenly had a kind of enlightenment. Why is it false? Because I have not realized the true meaning. The top talent is the limit of a talent, and the so-called mystical talent is actually just a top-level talent, but the top-level talent is combined with the mysteries to form a more powerful talent. And only those with top talents are qualified to comprehend the mysteries, and the top talents are a kind of threshold for comprehending the mysteries. Although Yi Tian was enlightened, he did not comprehend the mysteries. The mystery is a manifestation of the law, and it can also be called the mystery of the law, but the current Yi Tian does not know it. He only knows that the mystery exists between heaven and earth, in all things in the universe. Only the talent of comprehending the mystery is the perfect talent that truly belongs to you. But it was too difficult to comprehend the mysteries, and even Yi Tian, whose comprehension had improved many times under the Enlightenment heavenly monument, could not step into this threshold. There are only 10 days left. Will he be able to realize? Yi Tian didn't know, but he was unwilling to give up. Enlightenment, enlightenment, enlightenment. Yi Tian's whole body and soul were devoted to the mystery of defense. Time passed little by little, and there was only 1 day left before the end of the Enlightenment heavenly monument. Last day, Yi Tian had a flash of inspiration, and countless feelings came to his heart. So, this is the mystery of defense. Yi Tian smiled. He turned on the defensive talent, and the power of the defensive talent began to completely merge with the body, and a strange fluctuation emanated, which was the power that belonged to the mystery. There was a gap from what he expected. He comprehended the mystery of defense, and the defense talent did not become an arcane-level talent. Defense talent, pseudo-arcane, Sancheng. The so-called 30% means that Yi Tian's defensive talent and body have reached 30%, and there was not even 1% before. This also means that he has taken a big step on the road of the arcane talent. As long as the fusion degree reaches 100%, his defense talent will be completely transformed into an arcane-level defense talent, and that talent is the real anti-heaven talent. Yi Tian tested it, and his pseudo-arcane level defense talent was no longer a 30-fold increase, but a 35-fold increase. Although it was only a slight improvement, it was a good start. He has already comprehended a trace of defensive mysteries. As long as he continues to comprehend, he will definitely be able to truly reach the level of arcane defense talent, which is better than others having no hope at all. What's more, I still have a copy talent. If I encounter a pseudo-mystic talent, I can copy it, and the fusion level can improve quickly. Yi Tian was also looking forward to this day, but he also knew that the possibility of being able to encounter the pseudo-arcane level defense talent or other pseudo-arcane level talents was too small. It is because he has forged a perfect foundation that he can step into the pseudo-arcane level of talent, while others can't step into the pseudo-arcane level talent if they can't forge a perfect foundation, unless there is a special opportunity. Don't think too much about it. Let's continue to enlighten. Yi Tian was going to use this last day to comprehend the mysteries of defense and increase the realm of the mysteries of defense. However, a sudden mutation occurred.